Hey YouTube, what's going on? It's Jamar back from Vegas Sense. I got a brand new comparison video today. What I'm comparing is Creed Aventus with some of the clones that I have in my collection, and we're gonna see which one of these clones are actually the closest to at least a sample of Aventus that I have. And before I get started, just want to ask, if you're brand new to the channel, go ahead and leave a like, also drop a comment. Also subscribe to the channel, and please share this video if you find the information helpful. So just to go over the sample of Aventus that I have here, I believe this is a 2018 sample. I think it's the 18K11 batch of Aventus. And I won't be actually spraying any of these fragrances in the video. I actually sprayed these on like probably about 30 minutes ago and kind of compared all of them. So to kind of cut down on how long this video will end up being, if I kind of spray them and sniff them within the video, I'm just going to give you my analysis of what I found between the differences of the fragrances. So again, this is a 2018, I believe it's an 18K11 batch. It definitely, to my nose, smells really fruity. So this is definitely a fruity batch of Aventus. And the fragrances that I have going up against this are going to be Alt Fragrances Executive number 26 and Alexandria Fragrances Brasilia Prive, Alexandria Fragrances Brasilia 13ZZ01, and Armaf's Club de Nuit Intense Man Limited Edition Parfum. So in terms of which one of these smelled the least like this sample of Aventus, I think I would have to go with the Brasilia 13ZZ01. Now, mind you, this is, based on like an earlier batch of Aventus, a 2013 batch. To my nose, this is definitely a lot woodier. It does have a really nice sort of fruity, blast in the opening, but this one definitely, it turns pretty woody in the dry down. It's not super smoky, but again, it's definitely a lot more woodier. And to my nose, it doesn't really have any sort of vanilla that I can really pick up on either. So that's the 13ZZ01 with Brasilia Prive from Alexandria Fragrances. This one, it doesn't really have too much sweetness or fruitiness, especially not in the opening. And then once this sort of dries down, it is a pretty balanced, take on Aventus. So it doesn't have like an overabundance of smoke or birch. It also, like I said, is not like super fruity either. And yeah, I mean, to my nose, it's not as woody as Brasilia 13ZZ01, but there is definitely sort of like a woodiness that this one has. This one is just, like I said, it's a balance of sort of like the woody aspects of Aventus. It does have a little bit of smoke or birch tar within this. The fruit is slightly there, but it's definitely nothing like the sample of Aventus that I have. And I mean, this one does smell good, but in my opinion, this does smell better than the Brasilia Prive. The Alt Fragrances Executive number 26. This one definitely smelled a little bit closer to the sample of Aventus that I have. The only thing with this one is the Alt Fragrances version definitely, to my nose, has more so kind of like this metallic sort of feel to it. Like this sort of really cold metallic type of feel, especially in the opening. Also, when you first spray this on, you really have to give this at least about a minute or so to kind of let it settle down, because if you go straight into this, you don't get any of the notes that you get within the opening of Aventus. you pretty much for like that first 30 seconds to a minute get nothing but alcohol. All right. So this one does have, to my nose, the harshest opening out of all of these. But once it starts to dry down, this one did get a little bit closer to the Aventus than the other ones did. To my nose, I definitely started to get, sort of like that vanilla smell that was, coming from this one as well. This one wasn't as fruity and sweet as what the Aventus was. But I mean, I guess it just kind of depends on what batch this one is sort of going after. But this one was, like I said, it was definitely closer than the two Alexandrias. And then the closest one, and I mean, this one was what I want to say probably 97% close, was the Armaf Club de Nuit Intense Man limited edition Parfum. I was like really, really surprised with this one because I've owned the Club de Nuit Intense Man EDT. That was actually my introduction into the Aventus, scent DNA. And I wore that one a lot when I first got it until I smelled Alexandria Fragrance's Brasilia, the original one. And then at that point, that one pretty much got me to stop wearing the Armaf. That one was definitely way more smokier in the dry down, definitely more rugged and rough smelling. And also, obviously in the opening, that one is nothing but pretty much like a lemon blast, pretty much for like the first probably 30 minutes of that fragrance. So that one, in terms of just like closeness of smell, in my opinion, that one was pretty far off the EDT. But this one, the only difference really that I could really pick up on between this and the sample of Aventus that I have was this one was just slightly sweeter than the Aventus. However, I actually preferred the way that this one smelled, surprisingly. So in my opinion, out of all of these that I have here, and obviously I don't have every single clone of Aventus. I did also have another sample from Sensual Obsessions, but that one, the sample, as soon as I sprayed it on, I could tell that that one actually went bad. So I couldn't compare it, with these. But I mean, based off of all of the samples or the clones that I've smelled of Aventus, I can definitely say that this one is definitely the best. It really is. And I mean, I've been seeing reviewers say that for like the past couple of years that this has been out, but I didn't really go to, try to pick this one up because I figured it probably smelled, pretty similar to the original EDT. And I mean, in my opinion, this is miles better than the EDT. It absolutely is. I haven't smelled the EDP version. And then I think there's also just a Parfum version that's not the limited edition that I think also is supposed to smell slightly different from this as well. So I haven't smelled any of those. But this one, man, this one is pretty good. This one really is pretty good. Joma Shop is actually having a sale on this one right now. I was able to pick this one up for, it was like $54.95, I think, plus shipping and taxes. So after that, it came out to be like $64, something like that. That is definitely a lot pricier than like the EDT is. I don't know how much the EDP is. I think it's similar in price to the EDT, and you actually get a 200 ml bottle, for around that same price. So, this one is definitely more pricier, but in my opinion, the quality difference and, the overall scent of this, it does warrant the extra price that this one costs. So again, in my opinion, right now, in terms of everything that I've smelled when it comes to Aventus clones, this one is the best for sure. So let me know, man, if you agree with my assessment of these clones. Let me know if you agree that this one is the best clone of Aventus right now. All right. So again, if you found the information in this video helpful, go ahead and leave a like, drop a comment, also subscribe to the channel and share the video. And that's Jamar from Vegas Sense. I'll see y'all in the next video.